morning/afternoon/evening, everyone. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak to you today. I want to start with a simple yet powerful idea. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Create it. We live in a world where we often feel the pressure of waiting for the right time to take action. We wait for things to align perfectly, for the stars to fall into place, for the perfect conditions to emerge. But let me tell you something, the perfect moment, the perfect conditions often do not exist. Instead, the key to success lies in your ability to create the perfect moment through action, perseverance, and vision. 1, the trap of waiting for perfection. Many of us fall into the trap of waiting for perfection. It's an easy mindset to adopt, especially in a world where success stories are often highlighted as being flawless, where we see people achieving their dreams seemingly without a hitch. We begin to think that we need everything to align perfectly before we can even begin our journey. We wait for the perfect job offer, the perfect business idea, the perfect time to take that leap of faith. But this mindset, although well-intentioned, holds us back more than it helps us. The truth is, perfection is an illusion. The more we wait for things to be just right, the more we miss out on the opportunities that are right in front of us. Think about it. If you wait until you feel completely prepared, until everything is in place, you might never take that first step. We often wait for circumstances to be ideal, but life doesn't always offer us a perfect window of opportunity. In fact, it's very rare that the stars align in such a way that everything falls into place perfectly. Instead, what matters most is what we do with the circumstances we are given. There is no perfect path to success, and there will always be something imperfect about every journey. Some of the most successful people didn't wait for the perfect conditions. They took action despite their doubts, imperfections, or even lack of resources. They didn't wait for the perfect moment to present itself. They created it with their perseverance, determination, and willingness to embrace the challenges that came their way. By waiting for perfection, we end up paralyzed by fear. Fear of failure, fear of making mistakes, or fear of not measuring up to some imagined standard. But perfectionism is a barrier to growth, not a blueprint for success. Instead of waiting for everything to be flawless, we should focus on making progress, even if it's messy, uncertain, or imperfect. Every action, every step forward helps you learn, grow, and move closer to your goals. So let go of the need for everything to be perfect before you act. Recognize that it's the imperfect, messy, and challenging moments that often lead to the most growth and success. By embracing imperfection, you open yourself up to the possibility of creating your own perfect moments along the way. 2, the power of starting where you are. It's easy to think that success comes only when everything is in place, when we have all the resources, the perfect circumstances, or the most favorable conditions. But the reality is that waiting for everything to be just right can prevent you from taking the very first step that leads to success. More often than not, the best time to act is not in some distant future when all variables fall perfectly into place, but right here, right now, with whatever you have available. Starting can be intimidating. We might feel like we need more time, more knowledge, more money, or a better situation. But the truth is, we often have more than we think. We might not have every answer, and the road ahead might seem unclear, but that doesn't mean we should wait for clarity to come before moving forward. By taking action now, even if it's a small step, we begin the process of learning, adapting, and shaping the opportunities we need to succeed. Think about some of the greatest accomplishments in history, whether in business, sports, science, or the arts. Rarely did these trailblazers wait for everything to be perfect before diving in. Instead, they took initiative despite the uncertainty. Even though they didn't have all the answers, all the ideal circumstances, they chose to take the first step. And by doing so, they started a chain of events that led to the creation of something extraordinary. Every successful venture began with someone deciding to take action, not when everything was perfect, but when they realized that waiting was no longer an option. By starting today, you create momentum. Momentum is the invisible force that propels you forward, turning small actions into larger successes. Each step, no matter how small, builds upon the last. And over time, you'll find that progress becomes more natural and less daunting. Taking action doesn't mean everything will go according to plan. In fact, it's highly likely that there will be setbacks and challenges along the way. But by starting, you open yourself up to opportunities that you wouldn't have encountered if you were stuck in the waiting game. Inaction, on the other hand, keeps you stagnant in a place of uncertainty and hesitation. The longer you wait, the more you risk missing out on the experiences, lessons, and opportunities that could come from simply starting. And here's the most important part. By acting now, you create your own perfect moment. Every step forward creates a new moment that brings you closer to your goals, and it turns a vague, distant aspiration into something tangible and achievable. So, take the leap. Begin today, and don't wait for some arbitrary perfect moment to arrive. Start with what you have and let action be the key that unlocks the doors to your success. 3, turning obstacles into opportunities. When you set out to create your perfect moment, it's essential to understand that obstacles and challenges are not signs that you're on the wrong path. In fact, obstacles are an inevitable part of any journey worth pursuing. Life isn't a straight road to success. It's filled with bumps, detours, and moments that test your resolve. But here's the thing, these challenges don't have to stop you. In many ways, they're the building blocks of your success. They don't just get in your way, they help shape you into someone capable of achieving your goals. It's natural to feel discouraged when you hit an obstacle, whether it's a setback at work, a failed project, or a personal challenge. You might even be tempted to step back and think, maybe I wasn't meant to do this. But every obstacle presents an opportunity for growth. When we encounter difficulties, it forces us to reassess, adapt, and find new solutions. Problems encourage creativity, innovation, and resilience, qualities that are essential for long-term success. Instead of seeing obstacles as barriers, think of them as stepping stones. They allow you to test your limits, learn new things, and come out stronger on the other side. Think about the most successful people you admire. They didn't get to where they are without facing and overcoming obstacles. In fact, many of their biggest triumphs came after they had to navigate through periods of failure or struggle. These moments of adversity are what ultimately help them refine their skills, expand their knowledge, and prove their determination. Challenges also help clarify what truly matters. When things get tough, you start to learn what's worth fighting for, what your true priorities are, and what you're willing to endure in the pursuit of your dreams. Without obstacles, it's easy to take things for granted and to move through life without developing a deeper sense of purpose. It's through overcoming hardship that we develop the grit and perseverance that are key to creating lasting success. Moreover, facing obstacles allows you to build confidence. Each time you overcome a challenge, you prove to yourself that you're capable of handling whatever comes your way. This belief in your ability to navigate tough situations is empowering. It propels you forward and gives you the courage to face future hurdles with a stronger mindset. With each setback, you become more adept at navigating the complexities of your journey, and each obstacle becomes a valuable lesson that equips you for future success. Lastly, obstacles don't just provide internal growth, They also open new doors. Sometimes the best solutions and opportunities arise when you're forced to think differently or move outside of your comfort zone. What initially seems like a setback can often lead to discovering new opportunities, new paths, and new ways of thinking. So when faced with obstacles, remember that they are not roadblocks to your success. They are integral parts of the process that will ultimately help you get where you want to be. Instead of fearing challenges, welcome them. Recognize that they are part of your journey and the moments that will shape your perfect future. When you stop avoiding obstacles and start using them as opportunities, you'll find that you have the resilience and resources to create your own success, no matter the circumstances. 4, embrace the power of action. Action is the bridge between intention and achievement. We can dream, plan, and set goals, but without taking concrete steps, nothing will ever change. The power of action lies in its ability to transform potential into reality. It's easy to become overwhelmed by the magnitude of a goal or the unknowns ahead, and this can make us hesitate, second guess, or delay taking the first step. But when you move from thinking to doing, you begin to unravel the very path you're meant to take. Think of it this way. Action is the spark that ignites progress. You don't need to know everything before you begin. You don't need the perfect plan or all the resources. In fact, many times the act of doing helps you figure out the next step, and that's what makes action so powerful. It helps you learn, adapt, and refine your approach. The first step doesn't have to be monumental. It just has to be a step forward. Even small actions build momentum and lead you to the larger actions that follow. It's this momentum that propels you toward your goals and ensures you don't stagnate in the process of waiting for perfection. When you take action, even in the face of uncertainty, you start to create the conditions for success rather than waiting for them to appear. For example, you might not know how to start a business, but by researching the industry, speaking to potential customers, or drafting a business plan, you begin to shape your future. The more action you take, the clearer the path becomes. Often clarity doesn't come until after we start moving. The journey becomes clearer with each decision we make and each step we take forward. Action also helps you build resilience. You might stumble or face setbacks, but those setbacks will teach you valuable lessons that you can't learn from waiting. The act of pushing through, even when it's tough, builds strength and perseverance. Each challenge faced and each action taken teaches you something new, adding to your skill set and fortifying your confidence. You begin to realize that obstacles are not as intimidating as they seemed, and failure is just a stepping stone to greater achievement. One of the most empowering aspects of action is that it helps you break free from the paralyzing grip of fear. We often put things off because we're afraid of failing, of making mistakes, or of not being good enough. But when you take that first step, you begin to demystify those fears. The more action you take, the less fear has the power to hold you back. Even when you make mistakes, you'll learn how to pivot, adapt, and do better next time. Action helps you build confidence and proves to yourself that you are capable of handling challenges, setbacks, and unexpected detours. By focusing on action rather than perfection, you take control of your narrative. You stop waiting for opportunities to come to you and instead start creating them yourself. Each decision you make, each action you take, contributes to building your ideal future. Success doesn't happen in a vacuum. It's a result of consistent effort, forward movement, and a willingness to keep going even when things get tough. So don't wait for the perfect moment. The moment is now, and the key to creating the life you want is through the consistent, fearless action you take every day. Even if you don't have all the answers, even if the path ahead isn't perfectly clear, take the first step. It's that simple and that powerful. In conclusion, waiting for the perfect moment is a myth that only holds us back from creating the life we truly want. The perfect time will never arrive and the conditions will never be flawless. Success is not about waiting for everything to align perfectly. It's about taking the initiative, embracing the imperfect journey, and creating your own opportunities. Remember, action is the key. Even if it's a small step forward, it's a step in the right direction. Don't let obstacles discourage you. They are part of the process, shaping you into someone stronger and more capable. Instead of waiting for the perfect circumstances, take action now and trust that every decision, every challenge, and every step you take will lead to your success. So let's stop waiting and start creating. The perfect moment is not something that will happen. It's something you have the power to make happen. Embrace the journey, take that first step, and create your own path. The world is waiting for what you can achieve when you choose to act. Thank you.